Man, I've been talking in this damn thing all day long. Classes, work, jobs. I'm just like, I definitely need a nap today. What's up, everybody? It's your boy KLT back for another question of the day. And this one, I kind of went and shuffled through a couple of questions of the day that I saw that I just wasn't feeling. A lot of them were about love and your love life and soulmates and blah blah blah. And I'm like, no one wants to know about my love life. We're good. But this question of the day was something pretty simple, and it is, what do you feel is missing from your life? And for me, I want to say that it's pretty simple. Missing from my life is something that I've always wanted but never had, and that is a pet. I've always wanted a pet. I've gone to my mom a number of times when I was growing up and I was like, Mom, can we get a dog? No. Mom, can we get a cat? No. How about a hamster? Nope. Guinea pig? No. So throughout the entirety of my life, I've never had a pet. So, growing up as a kid in my mom's house, it was just like whatever. And then when I left my mom's house, I didn't have the ability to get a pet then wherever I was staying at that time. And then, just as time went on and on and on, I just never went back to, thinking about getting a pet and figuring out how to make it work. One of the biggest things about me is that I've always loved to travel and I'm always out and about somewhere going off and doing something. And, I just always thought to myself, I can't get a pet because then I wouldn't be able to go anywhere. I wouldn't be able to travel or, go and do the things that I want to do whenever I want to do them. I'd have to take my pet with me or I'd have to find somebody to pet sit, and that's inconveniencing other people, so I wouldn't want to do that. And it just never was an option. And the closest I ever had was when I was in elementary school when we lived back in Minnesota. My aunt had a dog, a little cocker spaniel poodle mix named Shady, and my aunt never really took care of the dog, so it was really, for all intents and purposes, my dog. So, I would get up. We all, we live with my aunt and my grandma and everything in my grandma's house. But so I would always get up. I'd take the dog out. I fed the dog. I walked the dog. I went and played with the dog. The dog slept with me. It was my dog. But then a time came at the end of sixth grade where my mom decided we were going to move back to Colorado. And so I was like, okay, so packed stuff up and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, let me get the dog ready. And my aunt's like, what do you mean? This is my dog. And my mom's like, what do you mean? We're not bringing a dog with us. And I was just like, my world was shattered. I was just completely devastated. Like, I'm not going to take my dog with me. It didn't make sense. Like, this is my dog. I've done everything with this dog forever, and it was just heartbreaking that I had to leave Shady behind, and we moved back to Colorado, and I was just like broken the whole time. And then come to find out later on, I had heard that as soon as we moved, like even Shady was distraught and like couldn't find me and was always looking for me, always looking at the door and everything, and then eventually just ran away like a week or two later, and my aunt never found her. And man, I kind of like, I'm getting the feels from telling this story, but like, man, I love that dog so much, and I miss her so much. But anyways, so as life went on and blah 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 blah, and I've kept growing up and moving around and stuff like that. I came back to the idea of I would really like to get a pet, and I really still want a dog. I probably wouldn't get the exact same dog that Shady was, because like then it would just remind me of Shady and it would make me sad again. But like, so I've always wanted a corgi. I've always wanted a husky too, but husky shed too much and I don't have time for that. And plus they would probably work better in a cold climate, and I'm done with cold climates. I'm over all that. I don't want to live in places where that's cold and snowing anymore. That's been my whole life. I'm over that. I moved on. So I really want to get a corgi, but additionally, one of the pets that I really want, that somebody that I had spent a lot of time with turned me on to, was a rabbit. I really want a rabbit too. Like, rabbits are so cool. Like, that's awesome. So I want to get a rabbit and I want to get a corgi because you always get pets in twos at least, so they can, keep each other happy and blah 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 blah. Because you're not gonna have infinite amount of time to play with your pets, so your pets can play with each other and keep themselves nice and happy while you're off doing something or whatever. If you go to work or they can do their thing in the house. But the I have like for a long while now I've had the ability to get pets, and I could go out and get something literally right now if I wanted to. I can go out and get a dog, I can go out and get my rabbit, I can get whatever I want. But now I've grown to the point where I'm like, it wouldn't be fair for me to have a dog, a rabbit, whatever, living in an apartment. There's nowhere for them to really like play and go around and just be, it's not, they'd just be locked in this apartment with me the whole time, and I just feel like that wouldn't be fair to them. I don't know. Am I crazy? Tell me if I'm crazy or not. But I've always just wanted a pet because I want something that I can like pour my unconditional love into, because I need like some type of companionship, and humans don't work. So I've decided that a pet is the answer for me. I still haven't decided to do that because I haven't decided on where I'm going to stay in one place for long enough yet. Like, I just moved down here about a year and a half ago now. Well, it's probably a little more than a year and a half now, but I haven't decided where I'm going to stay for a long period of time. Like, I don't find myself staying here much longer. Like another year would be great. I think I'll stay here another year to, save up some more and, check off some more things and get some more stuff rolling. But I don't see myself staying here super long term, like 5-10 years. I don't know. Who knows what's gonna happen, but I don't see it. And until I see where I'm going to be for a very long period of time, I don't want to get a pet, because then I have to move with the pet, and that's like stressful on pet lives. Like, we had to help move a cat like an hour away when we lived in Albania, and that was the worst experience of my life, and I'll never do it again. So I don't want to have like a pet and be like, yo, I've got to put you in this crate and then we're going on this big long road trip, or like you've got to get in this plane in the cold cargo bin. And like, that's rude. I wouldn't want to do that to them. So when I find out where I actually want to settle down at, then I'll look into picking up both my dog and my rabbit. And I want to get them at the same time so they can grow up together. They can be, siblings, and they'd be my kids, and that would be that's the one thing that I feel is really missing from my life that I probably could do and I probably could get, and I can maintain and all that. But just right now, it's just I'm one of those people that in my brain everything has to align perfectly before I do something, and I know I need to break that habit. I keep telling myself that all the time, but I just can't. Especially with like living beings, right? Like I can't just be like, oh, well, I'll go get them and then I'll figure it out. Like, no, that would suck. So if you have any ideas or like tips, tricks on how to care for rabbits and dogs, let me know, because the more info I get and the better prepared I am once I get my pets, then I'll feel better about getting them sooner. So, and maybe it won't be when I'm like 75 in the home finally getting a pet. Like, that's not going to be very good. But so what do you think? Am I crazy? Am I overanalyzing having a pet, and I should just go and get one, or is it good that I'm waiting? Tell me in the comments below. Also hit the like button if you have a pet, and tell me what kind of pet you have. If you don't have a pet, also hit the like button and let me know that I'm not alone in the petless world. And we can commiserate with each other about not having a pet and just being sad and lonely. But that's it for today. I will see you guys on tomorrow. Happy Monday again. Hope you guys all had a good Monday, and we'll see you tomorrow for the next question of the day. Until then, peace.